This is just a brief introduction about me. My full name is Jonathan David Vaughn. I was born 6/26, 1986, in the front seat of a T-top Camaro in Polk County, Florida, and a drive-through liquor station called a Beverage Castle. Spit out right there on the floorboard. Grew up in a really poor, you could really call us white trash family. We lived in a single wide trailer. A single wide trailer, you know what that is, like we were trailer trash, was on free lunch whenever I was school. My father, God bless his heart, I don't actually believe or disbelieve in God. I'm up in the fence. I'm undecided whether there's a God, whether there isn't a God. But my father was a Baptist preacher and a missionary. And from what I remember of my childhood, it was really unpleasant. For the first 17, 18 years of my life, I was mentally, physically, and sexually abused by my father. And that, led to alcohol, substance abuse issues where I drank a lot when I was younger, did a lot of drugs when I was younger, was in and out of jail. And it took me a long time to actually realize that I really was responsible for myself and that I controlled my own fate and I controlled my own actions and how I would react to things. And I was the one that was in control of whether or not I would let life's hardships and let adversity adversely affect me or let it be a superpower that empowered me to do greater things. So it took a long time to come to the conclusion that, hey, I could do whatever I want, and these years of abuse and this hate and anger and rage that I have pent up inside me, that I can release it anytime I want, and I don't have to use that as a crutch. And that's what I did for a long time. For a really long time, I had a chip on my shoulder. I was really upset with the world because I felt like I had been treated unfairly. I remember times when my dad would come home and the house wasn't clean. We were young kids, and I've got a brother, an older brother, two older sisters. I'm the baby of the family. I remember, my dad would come home from work and he would be so upset about his day or about the house being dirty because, the kids made a mess, that he would just, literally just beat the living hell out of us, beat the shit out of us. I remember sometimes he would, instead of beating us first, he would first go get a belt out of his room, and he would come into the living room, and he would pull his pants down, and he would just get his naked ass out, and he would bend over the table, and he would hand us the belt and make us get in a line, and basically one by one, he would force us to spank his bare ass with a leather belt and say, "I hate you, Daddy. I hate you, Daddy. I hate you, Daddy." And the whole time every time we hit him, he would say, "I'm the devil." Now, mind you, he's a Baptist preacher. So anyways, those are the types of things that I grew up with. I don't really know how old I am. I can do the math, but off the top of my head, I never really know, hey, how old am I? I don't wear a watch. I don't know what time it is ever, because those things I've always found to be very arbitrary in the world. I wear Crocs a lot, almost every day. I wear Crocs. I do happen to be a multimillionaire. I have a net worth around $10 million right now. I'm the founder. Not that that's important, because it's not. Money doesn't make a man, or money doesn't make a woman. It's not really necessary to live in the world. A lot of people think, okay, hey, you have to have money, but I've been to monasteries where they don't use any money. They don't use any money at all. They get by without it. I'm a big proponent of internal happiness, although I believe that emotions and feelings are also somewhat rudimentary things, somewhat arbitrary things that we ourselves can actually control in our minds. I'm a software engineer, I guess you could say, by trade, although I don't develop software anymore. I don't build software personally anymore. Now I am the founder and CEO of the software development firm Tier 5. I started Tier 5 with my beautiful wife. I am married. I do have 3 children that I know of. I'm an estranged father. Haven't seen my kids in a long time. Since I've been living in India for 7 years, haven't seen them really since then. Didn't have a great relationship with their mom, unfortunately. I have violent tendencies sometimes. Maybe due to I think it would be a cop-out if I said, okay, due to my childhood. Although I do believe that the things that I went through in life have created emotional traumas. Now, I do know that I am a grown-up and I am responsible for myself, and I control myself and I control my own thoughts. 100%, I control my own thoughts. I control my own emotions. I control my own feelings. But sometimes I just get really angry, and I self-sabotage a lot. I used to be a cutter, so I used to take razor blades to myself and chop myself, basically cut myself. But now I don't do any of that. Now I don't do any of that anymore. Now I focus on spirituality a lot. For some reason, a lot of people, it doesn't seem like they're really into spirituality. So I like to focus on spirituality. I like to constantly be learning. I'm a fast implementer. I try fast. I fail fast. There's a lot of other information about me that you're not going to learn in a 5-minute, 10-minute video, but I figured I'd give you a rough overview, a little bit about me, who I am,